Cryptocurrencies are all over the news. But what are they? A way to 100x your money overnight? Money only used by criminals so that they can evade the government? Or simply a good investment? That's what we'll cover in this video, so stay tuned.
We're escaping the matrix.
Welcome back. Before I'll explain you what cryptocurrencies are, let me first explain you what money is. Because most people have no clue what money actually is. Quick overview. Thousands of years ago, we traded cow for fish, chicken for wheat. Relatively inefficient. We realized, well, we'll have to do something else. And then we found silver, gold, precious metals that we put into coins. And now we could give value to things. For example, a cow now had a value of 10 silver coins. It was the first time in human history that we could give objective value to things. Everything now was measurable by its value. We used that for a couple hundred years until we came up with paper money. Paper money is government money. Money printed by the governments that, in the case of the US dollar, was backed by physical gold. Now, there was the gold standard in the US. The gold standard made it mandatory that for every dollar in circulation, there needed to be $1 worth of gold somewhere stored. It needed to be physically backed. That lasted until 1971, when Ronald Reagan abolished that gold standard during the Vietnam War. Now, the US dollar became a fiat currency. Fiat currencies have no value. They only have value because the government tells you it does. That, in combination with banks gaining more and more control. You may have $10,000. There's a good chance that at least 8K of them will be in a bank account. You may have brought $8,000 to the bank in cash, but do you know if the bank still has it? You probably don't. And most money actually just doesn't exist anymore, not even on paper. It's just numbers on a screen. So money has become effectively worthless. It only has value because the government says so and because we think it has value. Now, these two problems brought people to seek for a solution. And the solution just so seems to be cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are the exact opposite of fiat currencies. They are completely public, so every transaction that is made on a cryptocurrency is public, and the most important part, they are decentralized. No government, no bank can control it. Banks can control who gets money, who sends money, and they take transaction fees on every transaction. That doesn't exist with cryptocurrencies. Transaction fees do exist, fairly, but everybody has access to it. There's no one that can tell you, oh yeah, you can't send money now because, you did something bad, you can't send money. That doesn't exist with cryptocurrencies because they're fully decentralized. They are owned by the people. Now, let's quickly go over the 3 top cryptocurrencies that are in circulation. We have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, and we have Solana. Bitcoin is the OG. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency project that really worked and that came to popularity. There were projects before, and obviously there are projects afterwards, but it was just the first one that really gained any popularity. With Bitcoin, it's something special. It has 21 million supply cap. So there's a hard cap. After that, there's no more Bitcoin. Bitcoin are created through mining. So this is just basically computers on a network validating transactions. That takes energy, and for using the energy and time, these computers are rewarded with new cryptocurrencies, in this case, Bitcoin. But once there's 21 million in circulation, the math for this formula doesn't work anymore, and there stops to be a supply of it. So the only Bitcoin that will ever exist are these 21 million. We used to think that this was the case with gold, that gold had a finite supply, which is why gold is also steadily increasing in value because it's just counter-inflationary. But that's just simply not the case. We keep on finding new gold sources on planet Earth. And there's asteroids passing Earth that have trillions and trillions of dollars worth of gold in them. So we know that the supply definitely isn't finite enough for us to ever fully expose it. But for Bitcoin it is. And actually, in common economic theorems, where supply and demand make the price, it used to be a fantasy thinking that something has a finite supply. But now we have something that actually has a finite supply. And, well, economy says that this asset's price will go up forever. Because as long as there's demand, obviously, right? If demand just completely ceases to exist, it will drop. But the supply is forever fixed. So the demand fully determines the price. So Bitcoin actually has a value much higher than the US dollar, granted 100K, but like even in its core, because supply is a variable in the dollar. There's a supply of dollars that is varying over time. That is not the case for Bitcoin. So here it's only the demand. So if the people say, yes, we want Bitcoin, Bitcoin is great, and I want Bitcoin, well, the price keeps going up. If people decide, well, the blockchain has betrayed us, we don't want Bitcoin anymore, Bitcoin price is falling. But there's no, outer forces that can manipulate it. Now, Ethereum. What is Ethereum? Ethereum is basically another blockchain. And Vitalik Buterin, the founder of the Ethereum Foundation, created this blockchain with the idea, we need to make more out of blockchains. We need to be able to use them, right? So on Ethereum, you can code things onto the blockchain. You can do much more with it than just have it and make transactions with it. So a blockchain now became completely useful because Bitcoin's blockchain, besides for the transactions, is useless, right? It's just value. With Ethereum, that's not the case. You can now code apps onto it. You can take real world assets and put them into tokens, right? NFTs. And then we have Solana. Solana was created to be what Ethereum always wanted to be and couldn't be. A super fast blockchain that is super cheap to use for the users and where virtually everything can be done on it without needing insane coding skills like you may need on Ethereum. Now that's it for the 3 big cryptocurrencies. We'll definitely talk about more on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed. It's free and it supports me. Why do cryptocurrencies matter so much at the moment? Well, it's not just about making money. It's also about financial freedom. The world is in a political state of instability. It's an unstable world and people are, a bit scared what's happening in the future. And with something as volatile as your fiat currencies, well, actually, especially Bitcoin just serves as a good thing to counter that. If you don't believe in the system, then you will get what counters the system. And Bitcoin counters the traditional system of money. So if you see that there's variations, political uncertainty and everything, you may want to get Bitcoin to counter the system that is powered by politics and everything that you see as unstable. There's also no banks and no borders. You have full control over your own wealth. That is what crypto truly offers. In places where banks fail completely, crypto actually gives people an alternative. It's censorship-resistant money. No government can freeze your funds or block a transaction, and it just makes it so easy to use. However, as a wise man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. You are the bank now. If you lose the keys to your wallet, well, your money is gone. There's no customer service hotline. So obviously, you need to remain careful when you buy cryptocurrencies. Let's get over some common misconceptions about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies in general. Crypto is only for criminals. Now that is a very interesting one because it doesn't come from nowhere. There used to be a website in the darknet called The Silk Road, made by Ross Ulbricht. And I'll not go over the entire details, but it was a marketplace for drugs, for weapons, for all type of illegal things. And the currency used on it was Bitcoin because it was untraceable. So yes, there is a foundation to that, but actually it is actually quite bad to use for criminals, now that you think about it, because every transaction is public. It would make much more sense for a criminal to use cash because that is untraceable and it's not public. If you make a transaction over Bitcoin, every computer that is on the network will know. So it's actually not that easy anymore to use it for criminal aspects. Crypto has no real value. May be fair, but neither does paper money. Crypto's value comes from the supply and the demand, just like gold. And as mentioned, for Bitcoin, that supply is fixed forever. And for other cryptocurrencies, well, that's what we call the trenches. That's what we call the war zone. And we'll go over that as well. For now, people, stay safe in the crypto markets. It is a dangerous place, but if you know how to handle yourself, you will make money. Make sure to follow, make sure to like, and comment me down below. What videos do you want to see? Do you want any analysis on any specific coins? If so, leave a like, and see you in the next one.
I don't miss money too long, got the world on my wrist. Solana up, Bitcoin lit, Lambo so clean, and the doors do this. Crypto king, stacks too mad, cashed out big.